All right. I mean, welcome to conference play, huh? Heck of a game against, I think, two pretty good teams. I think we knew Eastern was going to come in here seeing the big game potential of this, and we knew we had to respond to that. And I'm proud of them because we could have gotten out of sorts with all the foul trouble and all that kind of stuff, but we talked about before the game, we just had to do whatever it takes. Who knew it was going to take a half a playing zone? These kids they're resilient that way, and they knew, all right, this is what we got to do. And then I got to shout out Brooke Winchester. I thought what she did and her hustle plays, her toughness plays really seemed to flip the game and get the momentum on our side. So, again, Eastern is a good basketball team, they're at a point in their program. I don't think they're about moral victories by any stretch, but they're good, and so we feel really good about this win.
Yeah, you mentioned the foul trouble in Brooke Winchester. Obviously, a lot of players, you guys had to really go to the bench and bring a lot of the players into the rotation that hadn't seen as much time this year with all that foul trouble going on. So what's it like to get those players those minutes and have them contribute on such a level?
Well, we talk about it all the time. You just have to be ready when your number's called. Grace went through it last year, and her number got called, and she was ready. So you never know when it's coming. And all those kids work their tail off. Brooke, the thing is, I don't think any of us are surprised with what Brooke did because we see it every day, right? It was just she had to be ready when her number was called and let it go, right? And I thought she, along with a lot of them, but I think she heard the whatever it takes and said, I'm going to go do that. So it's a charge, it's a loose ball recovery, it's a free throw, it's a rebound. Okay, whatever it takes, I'm in. And, man, that's so good for us right now to see somebody come in off the bench and really, be our life jacket a little bit. And, so really, really proud of her.
It was a really physical, energetic game really early on. Both benches were getting really into it. How was that impacting your guys' game plan when it would just go back and forth between a foul, a travel, ball goes out of bounds, and what you can hardly hear from the other side of the bench?
Yeah.
How was that impacting?
I think two of the three teams playing today played really good.
Tessa, obviously, Bree Sallee sitting out pretty much that entire second half with the foul trouble she was in. You really stepped up, kind of shouldered that load offensively, finished with, I think, 21 points. The stats are kind of tweaking out. It says you only have 20, but I thought it was 21. But what was that like for you, stepping into shouldering more of an offensive load and just having such an efficient second half there?
Like what he said, do whatever it takes. And I knew that we were short on bigs. And playing from the inside out is really important in the games. I just kind of went out there and did whatever it takes to win, and that was my whole mindset.
I gotta say, really proud of her because there were some moments she wanted to, you're talking about the stats tweaking out, she wanted to let it loose, and she got herself before I had to, right? A couple times I thought I was going to have to go grab her. Boy, wouldn't that have been a sight? But she kept it, she kept it together because she knew we needed her, right? And so I'm proud of that. That's growth, right? And she understands who she is for us, and so that's a big moment, in our little world that we exist in. Just seeing in a really frustrating time to keep it together and understand, okay, I got to stay out here because they can't guard me, right? And that's the way she started playing, and she thought less about all the stuff and more about, well, they just can't guard me, so I'll just answer it on the scoreboard. And so that's I think, again, we could do a whole segment on who she is right now and where how good she is and all the stuff, but that is such growth that I'm just thrilled for her.
Yeah, you guys mentioned kind of managing those emotions. Obviously, very frustrating game with the foul trouble and whatnot. But how did you guys kind of feel the team as a whole, all the players on the sideline, manage those emotions? And kind of bring the energy back up in the second half?
Yeah, I feel like it was good. I think, the people obviously on the floor, just gotta, stay in your, with 5 of you guys, just to stay in your guys' heads. So, yeah, just communicating with each other and making sure we're all on the same page.
Grace was out there like, guys, this is perfect. We finally get to play zone. This guy's got me in man-to-man my whole career. Finally, this is perfect. So, like, that's when, she just, like, took off and made every shot after that. So, as we always say in our program, Grace knows best.
How does a win like this to open the MAC season? You guys are reigning MAC champions, obviously have that target on your back. How does a win like this help you guys going forward the rest of the conference season?
Well, this is a big one for a lot of reasons. One, my family gets to talk to me over Christmas break, because if we wouldn't have, there would have been no speaking for about 6 days. So that's a good thing, right? Maybe, but and so, but bigger than that is they all get to go home right now, take a deep breath. I told them, like, don't think about basketball for a few days. You can miss me all you want to, but don't think about basketball. And then, like, when we come back, like, we'll have a good taste in our mouth. Like, it'll be, like, from a positive standpoint, there'll be some really good things that come out of this, and then we'll learn, all right, from some of the ways they tried to attack us. I think, the biggest difference of what we saw was a really deep, in-depth scouting report from Eastern Michigan, right? They didn't guard the people they didn't want to guard. That, so, like, okay, now you got to learn from that. You got to train because of that, and then you got to learn how to play in that kind of a game, right? And I thought on the fly we did a pretty good job, but man, that film room will be basketball 101 for sure. All good? All right, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christmas.